Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well, and blessings to the hopeful elect out there, listening and learning, and also teaching this word in all sincerity and truth in the hopes that we may edify and feed the lambs of Yahweh Shai, especially in these last days. And I'm not going to make this video too long. I just wanted to, further, hone in on this whole immigrant crisis that's happening over there in Babylon the Great, which is America, which is definitely, circling the drain. It's on its way out. Okay. When you look at biblical history and facts, all the previous kingdoms, they had a beginning, they had their reign, and then they had an end. All right, and it ain't gonna be no different for this man's kingdom. Despite the fact that their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever. What's that? Psalms 49 and 11. That's their inward thought, but it's not gonna be so. But this is gonna be a quick video on this U.S. immigration. As you can see, the title of the page on YouTube is U.S. immigration. It begins NYC mass migrant eviction, hospitals, hotels. Okay. Hospitals, hotels, and schools occupied. Outrage over. I don't know if there's any more there. I don't think. Let's read the description. NYC starts mass migrant evictions. Hospitals, schools, and hotels are filled with migrants. The city argues, that knowingly sending migrants here to overwhelm our social services system violates New York state law. Migrants at shelters across New York City will be evicted if they stay for at least 60 days. There goes that vibration 6. Okay, because Esau deals with that, the vibration of the number 6. That's that numerology. We can't be ignorant of these things. This is planned chaos, man. This is order up chaos. This is we did a video yesterday, me and the brother Yakanan, and we were talking about that immigrant that was pretty much he's a terrorist basically, and they let him across the border, and he got interviewed by a journalist, and he said, "Look, soon you will know who I am." You got the on the world stage now, you're seeing a lot of people flocking to the cause of the Palestinians and their sufferings of their children, thousands of men, women, and children that have been blown to bits, and Esau is just looking crazy out here. But that's further adding more fuel, to these protests, and just like an overwhelming feeling in the air of anything can happen at any time, in any place. So let me go ahead and play you this, a little bit of this video. Like I said, it's from the channel U.S. Immigration. So check this out. Let me just play it.
Rolled out the red carpet. They pitched them wedding tents, filled them with recliners, popcorn machines, Xboxes. Leaders of sanctuary cities campaigned on the issue and boasted about all the illegals they'd let in.
Protect our immigrants during the COVID. Our immigrants.
So this is in 2021. All right, now this is what they said in 2021, right?
They provided a service for the city, and I believe we need to continue to make sure this is a sanctuary city.
But house guests can only stay for so long before getting on your nerves. The migrants are now causing trouble.
Now they're saying, look, now the migrants are starting to cause trouble. Yeah, well, to be honest, man, they came over there for a better life, and now they're freezing on the streets. They ain't got nowhere to go. I mean, what do you think these people are gonna do? Just sit down there with their legs crossed in a meditative state? That's not gonna happen, bro. So this is ultimately, biblical prophecy, man. The scriptures speak about how one people, shall stand up to fight against another with swords in their hands. The scriptures speak about because iniquity shall abound, that the love of many shall wax cold. That's what Matthew 24 and 12. And Esau's behind all of this. He's behind all of this. Ultimately, it's the Most High using Esau to push out this chaotic situation that you see over there in New York City. Okay. There's tens of thousands of immigrants crossing the border and entering into the US every day, every single day. And they're saying that they can't deal with the influx of immigrants that are coming in. You know, crossing, going through the Darien Gap and all of that. You got these Chinese, you know, individuals coming in there as well and whatever. You got a lot of Jake that are just pretty much flocking to America for a so-called better life, and they're realizing that it's a nightmare. Okay, it's an absolute nightmare. And like that, you know, that immigrant said, that video that we did yesterday, soon you will know who I am. That's what he said to the geezer. And he goes, you know, basically the geezer that was interviewing him, the journalist, you could tell that he was kind of shaken up. You know, when the ex-terrorist or the terrorist geezer, he stuck it on him. You know, the immigrant terrorist, you know, he pretty much stuck it on the guy that was interviewing him, and he said, "Look, soon you will know who we are." You know, so there's gonna be a lot of stuff, and in the back of this, man, you can see if Trump gets into power, which I believe that he will. You know, you can see that you know, Trump is pretty much. You saw how he treated them Venezuelans, man. You remember the crisis that was in Venezuela. Trump was just treating them like dogs, man. Throwing them tissues like he was like shooting a basketball from the 3-pointer line. He was throwing them tissues and just treating them like animals. All right, so it ain't gonna be that much better with Trump. But Trump, we believe that he's the guy to really get this thing going, man. You know. And if he doesn't get into power, well, there could be civil war. There could be civil war if he does get into power. There could be civil war if he doesn't get into power. We don't know what's going to happen. Ultimately, we know, and that's why the scripture says in 2 Ezra 16 and 21, "Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon the earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. Even then shall evils grow upon the earth, the sword, famine, and great confusion." So things are going to get worse out here, man. All right, more plagues, more uproars of the people, more earthquakes, you know, more iniquity abounding. You know, the love of many is waxing colder and colder, man. This is the time that we're in. All right, but I wanted to play you a quick point in this video. I wanted to go to
communities that were forced to take them in.
Dozens of migrants refusing to leave this hotel in Midtown Manhattan.
So I take it these migrants here, they've been there over 60 days, and they were housed in this hotel, but now they're being evicted. They've been told they got to move on, but where are they gonna go? All right, so now they're disgruntled. They're out there on the streets. They're freezing cold. Some of them got children with them. I mean, this is no way for anybody to live, man. And this is why ultimately the scripture says in Proverbs 29 and 2, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. Because when we're in rulership, you ain't gonna see this happening, man. You know, but see, this is under Esau's rulership. See, Babylon the Great, America, the city paved with gold and all of that, right? The American dream. Look at the state of it, man. This is all an illusion. This is fucking bullshit. All right? This is a state of confusion. And America means bitter. All right? So people are going over there to America for a better life, but then they're finding out it's nothing but bitterness. Look at this.
This Venezuelan man saying he's tired and cold, questioning if this is the harsh reality of the American dream.
And this guy's Venezuela, man. He's raging. And you're gonna have guys like this, man. You're gonna have Israelites like this. Their backs are already against the wall. So how long can this go on for? To the point where they ain't just gonna be raising their voices in groups huddled together trying to stay warm. No, there's gonna come a time where they're gonna go into certain neighborhoods. They're going to raid houses. They're gonna be hungry, starving. They're gonna be cold. All right, and to top it off, then you're gonna have hyperinflation in the midst of all of this. The lack of bread and for great tribulation, man. This is the time that's coming. You know, I just wanted to do a quick news update on this because I'm like, all you're seeing is news being reported on this immigration crisis and that. Okay, this is the time. Come on, man. 2024, the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble, man. And Jake's already catching hell, but it's gonna get worse.
In New York City, where officials tell us resources
Look at them.
overwhelmed
Look at how Esau's got them living.
across public hospitals.
And it's like Esau turned, you know, America, New York City into, it looks like a third world country. He did that within a space of months, a couple years. And now it looks like a third world country. There was already parts of America, which we know, certain states that already look like a third world country, like Skid Row and all of that. But you know what, man? This is New York City, man. Okay, they're being transported there. They got these heated buses. I mean, there's only so long this can go on for. All hell is about to be unleashed. And ultimately, we know why this is happening, man. Revelation 12 and 12, Esau, bro, he's behind it all. The wicked that the Bible speaks of. The wicked is in rulership. When the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. Who's the wicked? Malachi 1 and 4. Esau, Edom, they are known as the borders of wickedness. They want this chaos, bro. They want chaos. Then it can come forth with the ultimate draconian measures. People, now you under curfew. Now you're being transported to concentration camps. Now they already got the National Guard deployed at these borders, man, in response to these immigrants that are crossing the borders. So things are definitely heating up. Didn't Yahweh Shai say, I am come to set fire upon the earth, and what will I if it be already kindled? So the fire is rising as we speak. Okay, things are going to get turned up. This year could very well be the year, man, where Yahweh Shai swoops in and gathers his elect. Okay, this is what the scripture says. Lest there be no flesh left to be saved. For the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. The Lord is speeding up the time. These events, man, it's like you can't even... The moment you start reporting on one thing, it's like 10 more things are happening in the background. We ain't even touched on the war that's brewing over there in the Middle East. Or the so-called Middle East. The Fertile Crescent. We're in a time now where all the weaker nations, they're saying that they're strong, man. They're talking about how Russia, they're looking to invade Europe. Because they know that pretty much, that they've spotted a weak spot. They said, look, if they go to war with NATO, then NATO's going to have to go to war against Russia because Russia's going to invade, but then they're going to have to do it without America. So, hey, is Putin looking to... Look, man, ultimately we know that Putin, Russia is known as the bear, and they're going to shoot missiles on Babylon the Great and their allies. And then we're keeping an eye out on America's allies too, because we know that the scriptures speak about these 10 horns, that they shall hate the whore and shall burn it with fire. These allies of America, they are going to turn on America, man. And then you got these small hats over there in the land of Israel, blowing the hell out of these Palestinians. Now they're using that now as a reason for the Arab nations to pretty much get together, or those that that follow. And they're saying that Islam following is on the up and rising in response to what's going on over there with them Palestinians. Can we see false flag attacks happening? That's why the scripture says, when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Can we see false flags happening? Of course. They show you that in the movies, predictive programming. London has fallen. Olympus has fallen. Which I'm going to watch London has fallen again. I'm going to, it's good to watch things like that because it keeps us, meditating on the times to come. Don't get too complacent in this place. Remember, scriptures tell us in Micah 2 and 10, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. This place ain't our rest, Arkham, Look at what's going on. America has been turned into a third world country.
City over the last year, nearly 30,000 visits by migrants and 300 new babies born to migrant moms. Staff here at Bellevue Hospital.
Some of them have got newborn babies. Some of them got newborn babies with them in the freezing cold and stuff, man. And this is Esau. Look, come on, man. This is Esau's kingdom. This man's rulership. This man has got to go. He's causing nothing but misery, death, destruction, confusion. All right, and you would think, they got much more to worry about than fucking going around and trying to infect these other nations to follow after these alphabet people to be happy like most of the rest of these sodomites, man. And that's another thing. The Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah and the other 3 cities, excuse me. You had 5 cities in total. And he destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah as an example. But here you go, this devil, he legalizes that. He pushes that vibration. Why? Because he's set up to be the wicked. He's doing his perfect work on the left-hand side, man. But we're supposed to be okay with that. No, the scriptures speak about, the righteous Lot, and how he was vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. We're just calling it like it is. So you got sodomy being pushed. You got the food being polluted. You got the air that you're breathing in being polluted. You got this devil manipulating so-called climate change, taking away, combustible engines, giving you electric cars. Why? Because he wants to be able to control your way of mobility. Introducing 10, 15-minute cities, introducing ultra-low emission zones over here in the UK where you got to pay, if your car is a petrol and it was made before 2004, you got to pay £15 per day just to drive around in certain cities in the UK. Greater London, if you will. And I believe they're looking to even expand even more. That's why you got them guys, the Blade Runners, they be cutting down them ultra low emissions on cameras. This is complete lawlessness, what's going on right. And if you can't see that this is ramping up, if you can't see that the world has gone the world has gone nuts. When we was growing up, things weren't this bad. Things are getting worse. And that's beautiful, because ultimately we know that this is the time where the Lord is making these things come to pass. The Lord said that his word is not going to return unto him void. Isaiah 55:11. Because it's all a part of biblical prophecy. Things are going to have to get worse before they get better for us. Be quiet.
To help, but the numbers are tough.
This has been the hardest work that I've ever done, but it's been the most impactful work that I've ever done.
And most of the visits to the taxpayer-funded legal clinic here are by migrants.
Our clinics are full, and there are waiting lists, and people are turning people away or referring them to other places.
Randy Redkin from New York.
Referring them to other places. Then they're going to go to them other places. They're going to get turned away from those places. And there's only so long that this can go on for. So things are getting worse. These are them plagues, man. The Lord said, I will smite Egypt with plagues as before. Okay, so we're seeing, we're about to see more civil unrest. Can we see a civil war? Can we see a Black Swan event? Of course. Can we expect to see, groups of people, angry mobs of people taken to the streets with weapons? Of course. The scripture says that the dead shall be cast out as dung. And that's all going to happen before Yahweh Shai even gets here. Imagine that. This is truly the time of the end. The wars, the rumors of wars. World War III. Esau using chaotic situations to push out the MOTB, the mark of the beast. All right, and then we ain't even spoken about Disease X. This is turning into like an open forum type of thing. We ain't even spoke about Disease X. If you get infected with that disease, what they're saying, that new disease where your eyes go completely white and you start walking like the hunchback. You get a hunchback, your eyes go white. You're pretty much like a zombie. Certain disease that they tested on these mice that was pumped with human genes, and they said that the mortality rate is like 100%. Some of these pestilences that they're about to roll out, which ultimately this is the Lord doing this. Yahweh Shai prophesied about what? There shall be earthquakes, famines, pestilences. The Lord spoke about these pestilences. So how can this not be perfectly in alignment with biblical prophecy? How can we not be at the end? But hey, like the scripture says, they shall be just like as in the days of Noah, where so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. They were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. You guys out here hella distracted. You're gonna get caught out there because you're in that peace and safety spirit. Sirach 5:7, make no tarrying to the Lord, to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day. For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth. And you're going to perish, and in your security, you're going to be destroyed. And that's when you think you're secure, when you think you got it made, you still got, Edomites that be living out in these countrysides and that, and they got these big ass houses, they be horse riding and shit. You best believe when shit goes down, where do you think people are going to be flocking to those areas? Taking your daughters, your little trust fund, I've got my inheritance and all of that. Listen, they're going to be taking them little Polly Pockets. They're going to be having their way with them because Jake's had enough. Hey, the time of Jacob's trouble, but in the midst of Jacob's trouble, what do you think Jake's going to be doing? Just sitting there, like I said, sitting down there with their legs crossed, practicing on their slow breathing. Stay calm. Nah, Jake going to be losing it. Because when people got nothing to lose, they lose it, man. And ultimately, this is what Esau wants. Ordo ab chaos. Remember, 2 Corinthians 2:11. We put out yesterday in the lesson. You know, we are not, let's Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. So we're not supposed to be ignorant of what Esau's got planned out here. Which ultimately, this is the plan of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. This is the Lord. The scripture says, man's goings are of the Lord. How then shall a man understand his own way?
Group says so many migrants are asking for legal help on asylum representation and healthcare access. Now, she says, American citizens who need legal assistance with issues like eviction and insurance have to wait up to 10 weeks.
If you ask
American citizens have to wait up to 10 weeks. So that's come on, it's civil unrest, man. You know, the people in America that have been living here for years, they're gonna take to the street. What the fuck's going on? You know? You've been taking things for granted for too long. Not to mention the blackouts, the cyber attacks that's gonna be happening in the near future, man. Shit is about to go down out here, Arkia, man. You know, that's why it's really important to stay detached from the affairs of this life. It's really important to really just don't be involved in none of this shit. It's all vanity. It's all coming down. We can see the signs of this Esau's kingdom sinking. His ship is sinking. Okay? So to be on a sinking ship makes no sense whatsoever. Alright? Like I said, I just wanted to do a quick news update, man. We're at the end of this thing, bro. You know, the apostles and the elders, they taught us the right way. The word of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. That's why we say double honors, man. You know? To the apostles and the elders, they taught us this truth, man. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, the Lord said wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of our times, man. Bro, it's going down, man. So with that, man, shalom to the elect.